So book it. What you want to talk about?
Welcome to Book It Wrestling Podcast for the fans, by the fans, where we book, rebook, and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines. I'm your commissioner, Little X Fudge, and today we are here with your GMs, Damone, D Money.
Hello. I don't have anything clever.
Ugh. The bad guy, Kenny.
Oh yeah.
Looking like Barney.
And the third return of Hi-Fi Mike. Welcome back.
Party on, Garth.
So for those of you who were not here last week, you need to go back in time. You need to get on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever your preferred streaming platform for podcasts is.
It's mostly Apple by our calculations.
Or Apple for you fucking sickos out there.
That is the
which is most
majority of
you.
our listeners is on Apple.
I love you sickos, but y'all weird. But go back and listen to last week's episode because we began the Pro Wrestling March Madness where we group up wrestlers into brackets based on their era, their company, their origin countries. And we pit them against one another and we choose them based on the only metric that matters. And that's what we fucking like. That's what this whole show is based off of. It's just, do we like it or do we not? And why do we have the merit to decide that? Because we're the biggest fucking marks in the game, baby. That's right. But we're hoping that this March Madness can put you in a better mood if it was soured by AEW's display of filth to end their show last night. So, D-Money, will you fire up our bracket, please?
Yes, I will.
And is for our visual viewers, is last week's results visible?
Not currently.
Okay. Perhaps towards the end of the show, could we give them a recap thus far?
Yeah.
All right, sounds great. So what is this current grouping that we're working on?
So the first one we're going to work on is going to be the international, or not international. It's the Pure Iso in Japanese like group.
Okay.
Or it's Mexico and Japan pretty much.
So our greatest wrestling allies, Mexico and Japan. And this first one's a weird matchup, I see.
Yep. Antonio Inoki versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that would be a gross wrestling match.
Who wants to vote? Who wants to start? Am I starting?
Yeah, D-Money, you can take the first vote.
Okay. So I think Rey's a little overrated, but I'm going to be honest, I've never watched an Antonio Inoki match. So, and I understand his importance, obviously, New Japan, all that jazz, but I've never watched his match. So I'm going to go with Rey.
I'm also gonna go Rey. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know shit about Antonio Inoki. I know he's supposed to be good. You know, you have to respect them, but you don't know shit about them. That's how I feel about with him.
Yes, Sean, the Revolution main event is that bad. Sean, in the comment section, asking if the Revolution main event was that bad.
Before
I'm
I even
watching the replay tomorrow.
It's so bad.
It's
like
bad.
The match was whatever, right? But the fact that like the outcome everybody and their mom was dreading is what happened. It was a gut punch after everything that came before it because if you're watching that pay-per-view back, you're gonna be like on cloud 9 until you get to the end. And then you're gonna drop like you're on the fucking Texas Giant.
It's the fact we had 4 back-to-back 5-star matches, and then we get that shit.
Yep.
It's insane that they even thrown together that 4 matches that good.
Let's just pretend like the main event was Will Ospreay versus Fletcher in the cage.
And the thing was, it literally could have ended with any of those 4 matches, and it would have been fine.
Yep. That shouldn't have been the main event. Like, I get it's the world title, but realistically, if you want a world title in the main event, it should have been the women's match. Toni Storm and Mariah May.
Oh
The
my
Hollywood
goodness.
ending would have been a perfect ending to the pay per view.
Yeah,
that was
literally
a
with the
perfect.
shot, like where it's at the end, cinema.
And this comes from somebody that hates. I hate death matches, and that match was chef's kiss. That match was perfect.
We did
Yeah,
see.
nothing wrong with a little glass to the pussy.
I was gonna say we did see a
That-
glass bottle get smashed on someone's vagina. So never thought I'd see that on wrestling.
That's going in spot of the year for next year's Bookie Awards.
I don't
Um,
know how I'm gonna find that. I don't know what I'm searching for to find that. Like, still, I'm probably gonna get some things I don't want, like one
yeah,
man,
his
one jar.
watch list when he searches up Tony Storm pussy glass.
Call them the coochie cutters.
Ew.
That's already in Kenny's search history.
Not me.
But this is an easy one. Rey Mysterio over Antonio Inoki all day. Like Inoki, like in his philosophies, like almost killed New Japan for all that he did for him. He also hurt them. While Rey Mysterio brought like the lucha style to the U.S. and made it marketable for Americans. He's not overrated. He's actually, I think, underrated in the grand scheme. We love Rey Mysterio here. Fuck y'all.
I can't agree with that, but
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, not middle, but still in his career. He's beating his son twice at Mania when he couldn't even give him one, and he's still winning matches. Like,
Hey, he needs to
I
go
don't.
meet-
I'm not a
go.
huge fan of putting people in the Hall of Fame while they're still active, like
I mean,
full
it's
time.
cool to
like
do
that.
that with him because I would rather you get your flowers while you're alive to see it.
Like,
I
I'm
feel
okay
like
with
everybody
that. Like,
dead for you to get that respect. You know what I'm saying?
no, I get that. I'm not saying you gotta wait for him to die. I'm saying he could have like how they did it with Shawn or Ric Flair, where like before their last match they went into the Hall of Fame. Like, I would rather them do that than for Ray went into the Hall of Fame. What, like not 4 years ago, probably like 3 years ago, and just been wrestling continually after. I don't really like. I personally just
I don't
care.
I
think
think Ray
that's
was
cool.
2 years ago.
No, fuck
Actually, I
that.
think that was really.
He shouldn't go in until you haven't wrestled for a while.
Or at least be part time. Like, he's still
Oh.
technically full
Yeah,
time.
he's full time. He's full time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he just had a match.
with Rey
He just had
Mysterio.
a match on Raw.
Y'all are just making him look better. Like y'all are just giving me more reasons to glaze him.
I don't think he should be Hall of Fame until he's.
I think he deserves Hall of Fame, but I think to say
Could have waited.
you say that again.
I said it could have waited.
Yeah,
Yeah, but at the same time, you
I
don't know how
think
long
he's
he's died.
eventually.
These
He should
wrestlers die
eventually,
young.
but I
True.
don't think he should have went in when he went in.
I feel like you could have waited,
Absolutely.
or he could have. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not looking forward to a Rey Mysterio match in 2025. Like,
No,
he
I
could
didn't
have
like.
stopped.
It's been a minute since I've been like, yeah, Rey Mysterio.
Right. Like, the LWO is not working. Like, that could end.
And the
any
Yeah, that
moment.
story
NWO
has gone
only
on too
works
long,
if there's
but-
an NWO.
Even though I
Honestly,
will say, I am kind of
like-
excited for Chad Gable, the Luchador.
Maybe we can like stop doing like race gangs. You know, have Asian gangs, Mexican gangs. Like that'd be cool.
They're not
feel
a
like
gang.
that's-
They're a collective.
That's all we got on SmackDown. I feel like.
You just got the Samoans, and which there's a lot of them, and
You
the
have Samoans. You have
LWO.
You have a Japanese gang.
Who's
you
the Japanese gang?
Another Mexican gang.
I mean, it worked in the
Wait,
90s.
Who's the Japanese gang?
Shoot, Damage Control. They were all Japanese. besides-
Oh, well, no.
They didn't start that way, right?
But Bailey isn't Japanese, nor
She's
is.
not in it anymore.
Well, she
right?
was. She was the leader for a while, for the
Yeah,
longest.
but they kicked her out because she
Well,
was
yeah.
Japanese.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
but
because
then
what-
when it got bigger, it was all Japanese people besides Bailey and Dakota Kai, and then Bailey got kicked. And Dakota Kai just stopped showing up.
Dakota Kai. Well, to be fair, the only one who's like healthy right now is Io. Dakota. Well, I think Dakota's healthy now, but she had
She is
got
healthy now, but
she got that
that's a
concussion.
Japanese group. Let's be-
And Asuka and not Io.
and we had a black
Kairi,
female, and we had a black female group.
which was the Black Girl Muse Magic.
Yeah,
This
Right.
is not helping.
those
to
were
that-
good.
Was
Those
it,
were
that
fine.
was
They were winning. Black Girl Magic was winning.
Then we had a whole. Was it? Are they Irish? The Gallus, whatever they are.
Gallus, they've been a group
It feels
forever.
like bad
Gallus
I'm
guys.
just
has
saying
been-
all this right now.
It feels like
It's
bad
not
guys
Gallus-
about to
Gallus
start
was a-
protesting DEI. That's what this feels like is gonna happen.
Gallus was a group at NXT UK. They've been together forever.
I'm just saying all that right now. They ain't looking good.
It's okay. NXT got a bunch of NXT is a full black show.
SmackDown is prison. That's just how it's laid
That's
out.
what it is. But it looks like a game, like prison gangs. It looks bad.
I haven't watched I've watched Raw in the last few years at least, but I don't think I've watched an episode of SmackDown.
It's
SmackDown's
okay.
been the worst show for a while.
NXT's the best show by a lot.
Are they
By a
still
lot.
split rosters?
No, not really.
I love how they do that.
Like Cody is technically on SmackDown, but he was on Raw tonight. But it's WrestleMania season, so it makes
Right.
sense that they
So
like
is Cena,
intertwine.
I obviously haven't.
Cena
watched
was
the
not
follow-up.
there today. He's
That's
there
the thing
next
is-
week.
Okay,
He hasn't been on since the heel turn.
right.
but-
That's what I'm waiting for.
He's next week in Germany.
Ugh, really, Germany?
Yeah, they go to
That's
Germany
weird.
next
That's
week.
another
Yeah.
game we had too.
They
We
know a
had
little thing about
Germans.
people turning evil.
I had a really fucked up. name
Imperium
for
was a
them.
group before WWE.
I'm saying
Or
all
before
that
the
the
main
same time
roster.
looked bad. All that looked bad.
To be fair, in real life, generally, people of the same race do tend to hang out together.
It's one
Besides
thing
here
to
in
have
Booker,
clicks.
we break
It's another
barriers.
to be
Right,
like,
except-
oh, by the way, we're all Mexican. It's like, oh, we're all Japanese.
To be fair, all of LWO isn't Hispanic.
Yeah, that one,
Latino.
the one guy's
Hey,
not.
we should vote for this next round.
Speaking of
We
Japanese,
got a whole tournament.
Jushin Thunder Liger versus Okada. Mike.
We're gonna go with Jushin Thunder Liger.
John.
This is hard because like
No, it's
Liger's better in ring, but like
Liger has such a huge career.
but I
Okada
like
Okada is
too.
like
W,
over right
Okada
I
now.
was
a
gonna
lot.
say he's like, yeah, he's their Japan's like biggest star or one of.
Like if Okada had never gone to AEW, I would be saying Liger easy. But
Yeah.
like AEW, like kind of goofy Okada, that kind of won me over as like a character.
I'm
So I'm
Bitch.
sorry.
I'm gonna vote Okada here. I think he has more to offer.
That's my favorite moment.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
CEO, CEO. When he was trying to hit on Sasha, or not Sasha, Mercedes, or he was
I
in
do
love
the same
with
thing. I
love
call
with
her
her.
Sasha too.
Kenny, it's on you.
I'm gonna go with because we're going Legacy, and then we're going who's hot right now. I'm gonna go Liger. I'm gonna go Liger. Barely.
Well, I'm gonna make it a tie, and I'm gonna go with Okada. Like
Get
I'm
The
not a
gold.
huge Okada fan, but he is like their biggest star, or one of. Like
Sorry.
I forgot who people compared him to. It wasn't Cena, but like he was always compared to. Why is this not freaking working? To
I don't want to say
Nope,
it. I
not
don't
doing
wanna
that
sound
one.
racist.
We're not doing that one.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
Yeah,
want
we're not doing that one.
Seem racist.
We're not doing this.
okay. So Heads is Okada, or what is it? No, Heads is Jushin. Tails is Okada.
Fine, 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3, right?
Yep.
So Heads 1 for Jushin,
Thunder Liger.
2 for Jushin.
Hey, sweet.
Jushin makes it.
I wasn't mad either way. So
Yeah, my favorite
is what
wrestler,
it is.
Justin Liger.
Yeah, Justin Liger.
Giant
That'd be
Baba versus El Santo.
Somebody needs to put that book at verse. Just a white guy named Justin taking over the mantle of
that'd be
Thunder
awful.
Liger. It'll be Justin Thunder Liger.
He's got like
Yeah.
a faux hawk sticking out of the mask.
Yeah.
Yuck. So he's wearing Rey Mysterio's mask.
I'm going to keep it real in this matchup. I know not the first vote, but I got like no knowledge on this matchup.
Oh, El Santo is amazing. He never took off the mask.
Yeah, and
Never
Giant
took off
Baba
his mask.
started all. and Giant Baba started All Japan Pro Wrestling.
El
So
Santo was in a bunch of movies. Like,
yeah, he's one of the he's probably no, it's not probably. He
no,
is the
he's the
biggest star
biggest
in
Mexican star of all time.
Mexican, yeah, in Mexican history. Like for a wrestler, really for anybody. Like
I've never seen.
He's there. He would be like their Rock.
He does like
Where he
action
transcended-
movies. Dude, they're
Yeah.
like it's wild. Like it's 60s, 70s action movies with this lucha
That sounds like it
in
kicks
Spanish,
ass. You're
and then you
selling
just
on.
it has subtitles, but it is awesome. Yep, that's El Santo.
Yep.
Just casually in a suit.
Yep.
Almost casually in a turtleneck.
He never took off
he
the
never-
mask. So if he was
yeah.
out in public, he had the mask on.
Yeah.
Hey, I fuck with that heavy.
Yeah, he never took it off. I'm
He
pretty sure
is
they
legit.
buried him with it.
Yeah, he never took off the mask.
Yeah, that's the king of lucha.
His face stunk.
It's Simone's first vote though.
I'm gonna give Giant Baba a sympathy vote because I know this is where this is headed.
Watch it now.
He's Antonio Inoki. Him and Giant Baba were huge rivals.
I've
it's
never
just
seen
me.
either one of them wrestle. I've just seen them both before. I'm going Giant Baba. So I know
Uh,
more about him than I do El
Mike completely sold me on El Santo, so I'm voting for El Santo. He sounds like an ultimate Chad.
I'm also going with El Santo.
So go back to the coin. Giant Baba is heads. El Santos is tails. 2 out of 3.
coin.
Heads.
That's the third heads in a row. I want to point that out.
Baba.
Stop the steal.
Oh, finally a tails.
Now we have tails, so it's a tie.
I hate
Let's
this
see.
simulator.
Tails it is.
Hey, El Santo!
El Santo wins.
Let's go.
You say you hate it, and then your
yeah,
person
you're right.
wins.
And then, I
Uh,
keep winning.
Riki Dozan versus Masawa.
I don't know who either of these are.
So I know Riki Dozan because I forgot why I looked him up, but
Probably
he
Book-Averse.
was a huge. I did draft him in Book and Verse, but then I dropped him. But
Man.
he was a huge star in like the 60s in Japan. Like he's like the father of pro wrestling in Japan. Like he's like that guy. Like he was the like original first star, their biggest, like one of the biggest draws they ever had. Like I said, he's like the godfather of pro wrestling in Japan. But he's also an idiot because the way he died was he got into a fight with a guy. He was at a club and he got into a fight with a guy because he stepped on the guy's shoe, and the guy he got into a fight with was part of the Yakuza. So the guy stabbed him. He went to the hospital. The hospital was like, you're gonna live, you're fine, you'll be okay. You have to have surgery. They did the surgery. They sent him home, said, hey, don't eat anything for a couple of days, whatever. He goes home and he tells his assistant to get him sake and sushi. And then he ate the sake and sushi, got sick, and died.
That
Damn.
was Rico Dozan?
Yeah, Riki Dozan.
Ricky Dozan?
Yes.
Who's
That's
the
a
other
wild
guy?
death story. That was not the outcome I expected.
Yeah, he got stabbed and then he ate after
that's
surgery and
that's kind
died.
of badass.
I thought it
Is
was
it-
going to be like he
He
just
died,
got
but that's badass. He
jumped
was still
so
like,
bad
fuck
he
that, I'm gonna
died.
eat some sushi.
Yeah. The doctor's like, yeah, don't eat or drink anything right now. You just had major surgery. And he's like, fuck that. Give me alcohol and sushi.
He had that sushi and said, I'm sorry.
He goes straight to hell.
Can he go to hell? Mike, vote.
Let's go with Ricky Dozan because he got stabbed.
Or John.
I'm gonna go with Misawa, just because it's a name that I have more to associate with.
Kenny.
It's definitely Masawa. Like any move with Tiger in the name, he created.
Yeah, it's Masawa. Like Ricky
And
Dozan, like you
I'm
said,
not
he's the
hurt by this.
godfather of them, but like Masawa made a lot of the fucking moves and stuff.
Yeah, like the Tiger Suplex, Tiger Driver 91, like all them fire moves we've seen with Tiger in it.
Is he the burning? Did he make the burning hammer, or was that someone else?
No, that was I think that was Kent is like Kent or something. Is his he? It was
Kenta
like
Kobashi.
yeah. I knew he had the 2Ks in his name. Yeah,
Yeah, he only used it 7 times in his entire career, which is fire in
They
my
look crazy
opinion.
every time.
Yeah, he purposely only did it like as the like I can't beat this person using my normal shit. I got to pull this fucking out.
I think he used Omisawa too, actually.
That's like basically AEW's like style of storytelling now is like when do you bust out like this certain move?
Yeah, like when
It's super
Osprey
finished.
didn't want to do the tire driver in 97,
Yeah.
97. I don't know. But Rey Mysterio versus Jushin Liger.
Oh, did that happen in WCW?
I feel like it did.
Oh,
It had to have,
1,000%.
yeah.
No, I think it happened at ECW.
It probably happened in every single thing, every
Place
they've
except for
ever been.
WWE.
Right. If they were there together, they most likely have this match.
I need to go watch that, but
I'm
Yeah, it
sure.
definitely happened.
So
Yeah,
that's
it happened
okay.
at
WCW Starrcade
yeah, I was gonna
96.
say, yeah.
damn, that's inspiration to watch WCW, and I don't have much of that.
WC Dub.
WC Dub.
I love
You know what's
WCW.
crazy is that the
Bad
two
one.
biggest wrestling companies ever, WCW and WWE, are the only ones to never have a fucking chant.
Yeah.
Nobody ever chanted WCW,
Yeah, no
and
one
you're
ever
never
says
going to hear a
WWE.
WWE
Here's the
chant.
thing with WCW.
I love
ECW like was a culture thing. It was like if you were an ECW fan, it was like it was in your DNA. WCW was just a show you watch.
Yeah, I mean it.
Yeah, and similar to like TNA, right? Like you're the
Right.
outlier, and now with AEW, like those are like for the sickos, the outliers, the real fans.
Yeah.
The real
So-
fans.
I mean, like the marks like view them, and I'm one of them. Like we view ourselves as like we're like the fans of like fucking wrestling. Like we live for this shit. Some people just watch WWE because Rhea Ripley's ass nice. Like it's different worlds.
You didn't call Kenny out like that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
young Rhea Ripley. I don't like her like that. Now, Jada Parker, now I'm acting fool over
And
her.
he's like, I've got another list of female talent I goon to. Don't worry.
Timon, just
Different
vote
group.
so we can stop hearing John talk about gooning.
I'm gonna go with Ray. Kenny.
I'm going Jushin.
John.
I'm going Ray all day.
Mike.
Jason Thunder Liger.
Oh, back to the coin.
Get the
Yeah.
coin.
I think we've only had
So-
one that we haven't had to have the coin.
Yeah. Ray versus Inoki. So heads is Ray, tails is
Which I thought Ray
Inoki-
versus
or-
Inoki would be the
I know.
closest.
Oh, the
one.
last one, Ricky Dozen won
why is it frozen?
because it's shitty.
Got
True.
him.
You know, there's audio listeners too, and they're sitting there like, "What the hell's happening?" There's probably like,
Well, they heard me say, "Get the coin."
The
"Get
coin,
the
yeah.
coin."
We're
I'm flipping the
flipping
coin. Heads is Ray, tails is Jushin. So one for Jushin,
We should do
2
the
for
drum roll.
Jushin. Jushin moves on.
Nice.
He
It's all the
did
ones
it.
maybe it likes me today.
Okay. El Santo versus Masawa.
El Santo.
Mike.
I don't even have to think twice.
Ooh, that's hard though, because like El Santo seems like such a fun cultural thing.
He
But
really
Misawa, I
does.
feel like, has the most worldwide impact today because of how many people use Tiger-based moves. Yeah, I'm gonna go Misawa just because like we saw a whole AEW storyline last year based on a Tiger Driver. Like, it's still lingering impact.
True.
I agree with John. I'm going with him too.
Yeah, I'll go
And
with
the Emerald
Masawa.
Flosion too. I looked that up. He made the Emerald Flosion too.
God, what a fucking go!
Yeah, his moveset was crazy.
Wrestling style. Like,
Yeah, his moveset's fucking insane. Like his, I'm trying to find it. It's not fucking
like
working.
Shawn Michaels made the Indies, and then like that mixes with fucking Misawa's like slam catalog.
Yeah, his moveset's insane.
And he made the discus elbow too. He's out
Dang.
here. And the suicide dive where you like elbow him at the same time, he made that too.
Yeah, this man is fucking insane.
Yeah. So Jushin Thunder Liger versus Masawa. I'm gonna go with Liger. Kenny.
I'm gonna go with Masawa still. Like that man's cold.
Yeah, just as Mike sold me on El Santo earlier, Kenny has sold me more on Misawa, as did Damone. So I'm going Misawa.
I'm looking
Mike.
up his stuff right now. It says he's got match of the year 4 different times, and he's gotten rest of the year twice, and technique awards. So pretty much the finisher of the year award too.
I'm
Yeah,
going
he was cold.
I'm going with Jushin Thunder Liger.
Damone,
What?
get
I'm
the
I'm
goal.
turning heel. I'm voting for
It's a weird one
Masawa.
to turn heel on. I'm not that.
I know you're not that
This
invested.
is a
He did not want to
mid-heel
flip
turn.
that coin.
Yeah. Yeah. This isn't the CM Punk heel turn from many buckets of ago.
This feels like Mark Henry's heel turn. Like, he was already evil.
Or Dominic
Where
Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio turning heel when he's already heel. He turned more heel, damn it.
Listen, that man turned into a gold digger. That's crazy.
That is, hey, it's working.
Wait, just speaking of heel turns, is like Wheeler Yuta's like fake face turn like the shortest lived turn, or has Big Show turned faster than that? Like with like
I
twice.
feel like Big Show turned faster in a match before. Like I feel like he went from babyface to heel back to babyface, or heel to babyface to heel.
Big Show, he just be turning heel for nothing. Turns to a heel or a face for literally no reason.
Yeah. Chris Jericho. Oh, so we're in the international. So like the non Japan and Mexico areas. So Chris Jericho versus Christian Cage.
Ooh,
This is fire.
because like if you're going like prime, like in the 2000s, like Jericho was so much better than Christian, but like then you see how their careers progressed, and it's like Christian's been able to do so much more.
Yeah. Mike, I think it's actually on you. Christian Cage or Chris Jericho?
That's fine. It's Chris Jericho.
Oh, it's gonna be harder for me, and I feel like Kenny feels the same way.
Break the walls down.
It's not harder for me, but this is a great matchup. This is a great matchup.
Chris Jericho was able to bring him from himself from almost a nobody to Chris Jericho.
But he didn't reek of awesomeness.
There was a time where he reeked.
But to be fair, Mike, Christian Cage did the same thing with his TNA run. Like he had to legitimize himself with like
singles guy,
biggest company in the world not believing in him.
Yeah, pretty much Vince is like, I like Edge. Fuck you, Christian.
Not for real.
But I feel like it's the same thing that happened with Chris Jericho in WCW. He was shining so bright. Eric Bischoff would not give him the time of day. Then he went to WWE and made something of himself.
Yeah, they have very similar trajectories.
Also, the armbar. The
armbar.
I think they went through the same story, but it's not the same trajectory. I don't think it's the same. I think Chris Jericho's is bigger. If we're gonna be real,
I think
Chris Jericho's been on top for longer.
Absolutely.
This one because like Christian Cage, like I said, like the longevity. They both have longevity, but Christian Cage is able to still be enjoyed by audiences today, while everybody waits.
Robbed. We literally wanted them to win the world. We wanted them to win the world title yesterday. Damn it! Do we want Chris Jericho to win anything?
No, but Chris Jericho said it was the last 3 years. We've been like, fuck Chris Jericho. We thought Chris Jericho was that guy.
But we also thought Chris Jericho was done a long time ago.
He should have been done.
Then he came
like
back
3
and had
years
this
ago.
fourth act.
Yeah, well, this fourth act sucks. We don't want it. Send it back.
No, I'm saying that's bad, but I'm saying before he started making 1,000,001 factions with the same people in it, we were like, hey, he was still that guy.
Yeah, the fact that the Inner Circle is technically not the same as the Jericho Appreciation Society, but it's like 80% the same people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every group he's had the same 3 or 4 people in it, and then he would have one person that's different.
It's like it's a new group now.
Besides the learning tree, that one's actually all different.
Yeah, but it's like how Blackpool Combat Club is technically the same as Death Riders, but it's like we fucked with Blackpool. We hate Death Riders.
Yeah. Well, here's how Death Riders could actually win anybody over. Just do Anarchy in the arena as soon as fucking possible. Like,
True.
because that's the only time I like a John Moxley faction.
But it's on you still, John. Who you
Oh,
voting
I voted for Christian Cage.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say that. Kenny.
I'm going Jericho. Jericho
Really?
is to me top 3 ever. Christian right now, I love Christian's character right now, but Chris Jericho is top 3 ever. I know he's shitty right now, but if we're going through his whole career, Chris Jericho's been that guy.
Because it specifically says Christian Cage, I'm voting Christian Cage. If it said Christian, it would be Chris Jericho.
I was including both. I was including both of them.
Christian Cage.
Well, you know what
Christian-
time
I'm
it is.
going off.
Christian
I'm just
isn't
going
great.
overall.
Christian is okay. Christian Cage is
He was cool.
fire.
He was cool, but then like as soon as he went to TNA, it was like, oh yeah, he's different.
So Jericho will be top, Cage will be bottom. This fucking app is being
Him and
dumb.
Kurt
Crazy
Angle.
about
At the
TNA
same time, they
Christian
both
Cage
got
as I
killed.
rewatch it is that he's actually so much better as a babyface in TNA than
Wait,
a heel.
did you say he'd be one would be top, one would be the bottom?
Hmm?
I don't think
Yes.
you said heads and tails. I think you said top and bottom.
Or that's what I meant. Yeah, I meant heads or tails. I had a
This
moment.
Is
there.
this your history surge?
Heads
Your
is the-
Chrome-
heads
your
is
Chrome
the
surge
top.
coming up. Chris
Bonus,
Jericho is
my
bottom.
God.
Heads is the top. Chris Jericho's bottom.
Jericho
is
Run
is
one.
the
that Randy
bottom.
Orton promo back.
Yes. So first one goes to Christian Cage. And then Jericho ties it up. And Jericho wins,
As he should.
unfortunately.
As he should.
No, he shouldn't.
No, I'm
Put
fine
some
with
respect on Christian Cage.
MJF should have
it.
retired
Here's the
him.
thing with Christian. I feel like no matter what he does in his career, he's always going to be known as Edge's tag team partner.
I
No,
would
no,
I would do that.
no, we're not going to do
But I
that. We're
do
not going to
think one
disrespect
thing
Christian like that.
Is I think
I will.
Christian should have stuck it out in TNA a little longer, like for one more contract.
He probably
um,
should have never went back to WWE. He should have never gone to ECW.
Well, if he had come back in like 2010 and then done everything he did after that point, or maybe like 2011, that would have
Yeah.
been fine. But he shouldn't have left when he did. Like, that's why I said like one more like 3-year contract, and he sticks it out till like TNA really starts getting shitty.
Christian has a great career. I'm not going to do him dirty. Christian has a great career. I'm not going to sit there and say
Edge's
he's
tag
known
team
as Edge's tag team partner.
Yeah, yeah.
He had
One
a
more
great
TNA
career
contract would have really
as
done
Edge's
him
tag team
wonders.
partner.
That's so disrespectful.
That is super disrespectful.
I
That's worse
honestly,
than calling-
I'm saying things like this so Travis gets in the chat in 2 weeks
In 2 weeks.
and starts talking shit.
No, here's the thing. He'll listen to these, but the book it verse, he'll skip those for a month. Listen to the side ones, and then go back to book it verse after we bag him for a month.
God, fuck him.
Love you,
Travis,
Travis.
if you're listening, fuck you.
You fell in for my trap, Travis. You said something about this in the chat, almost guaranteed.
Dynamite Kid versus Finn Balor. I'm going Finn. Kenny.
Finn.
Easy Finn. Like Dynamite Kid and like influenced Crispin to be like that. Like
Well,
Finn,
yeah, the
Finn,
falling headbutt is
Finn.
not a good finisher, or is not a good move to do. I think
Yeah.
we've learned that. Stop doing that move.
Listen, CT aside, that move's fire. The
Why
move
is
was
your
fire.
brain turning into soup?
yeah, when Brian
just moved
Danielson
great.
turns into Antonio Brown, we won't be saying that any longer.
I'm going
Mike.
with Finn Balor.
That's the first sweep, I think, of the whole tournament, right?
He deserves it.
No,
He
Hulk Hogan got
deserves it.
swept.
Ah, that's right.
The British Bulldog versus Gunther. Mike.
I'm going with the British with this one.
Yeah,
British
Mike,
versus Germany.
that's gotta be a sympathy vote because Gooner's way better.
Kenny.
Yeah, it's going through by a lot.
Yeah, it's Gunther. I like British
I-
Bulldog, but British Gunther Walter dog walks him.
My pick
Pun
was
intended.
based off a World War II joke. That's all. I
it
didn't
didn't
expect
land.
him to win. It didn't matter. It was.
Mike, I appreciate your jokes, Dad.
You're welcome.
Pat Patterson versus William Regal.
I mean, thank you. Not you're welcome.
I feel like this is a 1, 2, 3 go
yeah,
one. We
yeah.
all say
Let's
Regal.
be honest.
William
I love
Regal.
you. William Regal. Yeah, this
Fuck
is
Pat Patterson.
Yeah, fuck him.
He grabbed my Pecco.
Fuck Pat Patterson.
Chris
It's
Jericho.
not funny that he grabbed his pecker. It was just funny because he called it a pecker. That's why I laughed. He grabbed my
He is a
Pecco.
true villain.
Chris Jericho versus Finn Balor. I'm going.
This is a good one.
This
I mean, I already got my answer. This is a good one.
I have my answer
It's.
too.
I'm gonna go with Jericho. Kenny.
It's Jericho. I love Finn Balor, but yeah, it's definitely Jericho.
John.
Yeah, like Finn Balor never really got to achieve like all that he's capable of because he stuck with WWE too long. I'm
Get
going
the
Jericho.
fuck out of here.
I
Frank,
mean,
where you going
like,
with?
Get
I'm
the
not saying
fuck
this
out
like
of
shit
here.
on WWE, but like, dog, they don't
sometimes you're
use him well.
insufferable.
historically,
He's the leader of the. He's technically kind of the leader of Judgment Day, right?
yeah, the Wash Judgment Day.
Even
Like,
when like it was at its height, he was still very prominent.
I do
he
agree that he
was
could have been
the most
bigger. The
important
thing
person
that's
out
him
of all.
getting him
Him
getting
getting
injured is
yes.
what really turned him like
Him getting
I
injured at
understand that,
SummerSlam.
Every time he gets close, there's like something. Cause like in like 2017, like
Yeah.
during the time where like, everybody was tired of like Brock's run and like he was really like teetering on that main event, like IC title level. Like
That
he was
sounds
cool as
exactly
shit
like the Buffalo
and selling
Bills.
merch. They just didn't pull the trigger and they just never have since. So like I feel like he could have done more. Like
I would Demon
later
Finn
on
back.
if he had left at some point, like a 2019 that goes to AEW type situation.
Don't
I would-
forget that the only
I'm
reason he
going
lost
with
to
Finn
Roman
Balor.
is
Can you just put
broke.
me down for Finn, please?
Yeah, the ropes broke.
Yeah, like the whole rope
That is true.
just
And they
fell
just
apart.
never explained it.
Never did. It was just like, well, you ain't gonna win.
More
lost.
British. How do we get another British person against Germany?
William Regal versus Gunther.
Because William Regal
This
didn't grab nobody's
is
pecker.
hard.
I'm
Grab-
going with William Regal. I'm again going with the Brits. Also, like, come on.
John.
I'm going Gunner. I think he's got more in his bag.
It is really? You really? He has more in his bag than William Regal?
Yes.
Get the fuck
Honestly,
out of here.
Okay.
I
Go
can't-
through
That
their
is
match
the
catalog.
dumbest thing you've
Even
ever
okay,
said.
Go through their
You've said a
catalog.
lot of dumb
Does
things
William
on this
Regal have the
podcast.
number of 5-star fucking matches that Gunther has?
William Regal has some fire matches.
William
Yeah,
Regal William Regal could do so much with so little.
That is
He
true.
was able to
Gunther
overcome
is
every
a
dumb
guarantee of
fucking
a
gimmick
good
they
match.
gave him.
Every time.
Like,
Like-
William Regal. Yeah, this is the hardest one for me.
This is very
I'm
hard because,
tough.
like, William Regal's one of those people where, in my opinion, is somebody that you can put him in any position, whether he's a face, heel, funny, serious,
Cognac.
he
Yeah.
could kill it. And that's why I'm
Do
like,
you-
this is
Do you
good.
remember they
Gunther's
brought
just-
him in as like the man's man? He had to overcome
He's a
that.
man.
Yeah, no, I
Man,
respect the shit out of William Regal, but I just think when the bell rings, I think Gunther's going to give you more in that match.
I don't know.
He
William
was
Regal
able to
in
help
ring.
spin Eugene into something entertaining.
I was just about to say he was Eugene's
on.
manager at one point, and then at one point he was the most terrifying man on Raw when he was with King of the
Or
Ring.
King
He
of the
got
Ring.
through
That
WCW with Bischoff.
That image of him sitting on the throne after winning is fire.
That shit was cool.
I just wish he got over his demons. Like, he didn't let those like stop him, because he should have been a world champion.
I agree. I
And
do.
he was fired. You know what? I've convinced myself. I'm voting William Regal. I love Gunther. Don't get me wrong. He has one of my favorite matches of all time versus Dragunov. But William Regal is fire in ring. I mean, with John smoking, he's smoking crack.
What are you
They're
talking
both
about? I didn't
fire
think
in
it was
ring.
bad ring. I just think Gunther's better.
I think it's super close. It's super close.
I think it's
They're
very,
both
very,
good.
very
Like,
close.
I would never
And
give him
I
two.
love, as much as I love Gunther, his character does tend to be very one note. Like,
That's
he's
true.
dominant.
Hitler. That's all his character is. He's just Hitler.
He has the Reich stuff.
He's just
No, I do think Regal's better as a character. I just think
Right.
that the gap between like Gunther and Regal and Ring is bigger than Regal. But
I don't. I think it's super. I think they're super close. If they had a match prime on prime, that would be a 10-star match.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, if William Regal said, I'm just gonna be stiff, He could do that. I feel like he could do that.
He could hang with Gunther.
But yeah, I'm gonna go William Regal. I like Gunther, but yeah, I gotta go William Regal.
I guess I gave him a sympathy vote. I can live with that.
I'm not mad at you voting Gunther. I love Gunther too.
I'm not mad at it either. It's very, very close. I just
it's
William
the
Regal's
hardest one.
one of the few
About this,
wrestlers out there
All
that
right.
can beat any role.
this bracket matchup, William Regal versus Chris Jericho, was like an opener of a WrestleMania that like they both don't like like as a match, but like everybody else regards as like a good match.
Makes sense. I'm pretty sure this match happened a bunch in WCW.
Oh, I'm sure. At least twice.
I'm gonna go with Regal. Kenny.
I just thought about William Regal's with Crime Time, and they were like, money. Yeah.
And he had the hat on the sideways.
That made me think of that. I started getting weak.
And like
I'll
him,
put
like
Jericho.
defending Eugene against Triple H. Like you could, like I'm evil too. I'm bad too. But you could be bad to anybody else, but not Eugene.
He's like, bro, you gotta have a limit. Like, yeah,
like I'm evil too. I do naughty things too. But when
Don't
you
be
mess
silly.
with that poor Eugene, you went too far.
Chris Jericho and William Regal fought at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like they opened the show and like Regal and Jericho both don't like that match looking back, but like everybody else thought it was a good match.
That's fire for real. I didn't know about that. I don't even remember that match. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Me either.
Yeah, I went back and watched it because I think Jericho talking about how he didn't like that match on a podcast. And like I was like, what are you talking about? This is a good match.
Kenny, it's on you though.
Oh, yeah, I said Jericho.
Oh, okay.
I'm going Jericho too. Like, just I think he's just more exciting overall. Like,
Ramon, get the coin.
Okay. So Jericho is heads, William Regal is tails.
You are say you were real close to pressing that X.
One for Regal. One for Jericho. And Jericho wins.
Hey,
Let's
it
go.
was on mine.
Unfortunately.
Trash.
Nah, ain't no unfortunately. Third best of all time.
So now we're to the indie scene. Like guys who mostly got their start on the indies. Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn.
it's Bryan Danielson, motherfucker. Calling him by his Fed name in the indie bracket.
You're right. Bryan, sorry, my bad. Sorry. Well, actually, I'm gonna go with Bryan Danielson. Kenny.
I'm personally going. I want to go Sami Zayn. I do, but I just remember like
El
how
Generico
unique
is not
Bryan
the same
Danielson
person.
was.
Sami Zayn has a better theme song.
Well, I'm thinking.
No.
Of the indies version.
That
I'm thinking
AEW
El
one is a team
Generico
slapper.
was putting on spot after spot, but Bryan Danielson was having the
Well,
craziest matches.
El Generico and Sammy are the same person, so
I'm including all that. I'm including all that for this. This is
El Generico.
this is very, very
was
close.
in Mexico helping the orphans.
And they were both over as fuck in WWE. Like the
Yeah,
fans wanted them both to win the world title, like bad.
but Bryan Danielson actually did.
Yeah, he did it.
So who are you voting for, Sammy or Bryan?
I'm gonna go Sammy. I got more of a love for El Generico than I did Bryan Danielson.
John.
Yeah, I'm going Danielson all day. I don't even think Sammy beats him in the theme song. Like,
Oh, absolutely, you're wrong.
I love the ska song, but like that cheek clapper of a twerk song Danielson had in AEW, where it was like,
That what? That cheek clapper of a theme.
I'm throwing ass to that song. I don't give a fuck.
That's only the second craziest thing I've heard this week from one of you. Last week was Mike saying his throat was like butter.
Smooth like butter.
I forgot he said that.
Adding smooth doesn't make it better, Mike.
I mean, it does.
But yeah, Danielson's that man, and I think Danielson experienced less of an in-ring decline over the years, while Sammy slowed down a bunch.
Bullshit.
After injuries.
Bullshit.
He's not as good as he once was. Sammy can't do like the
Bullshit.
shit he was doing 10 years ago. Danielson can.
What?
And Danielson
What was
had
he
a
Did
doing?
fucking
you
What,
career
watch
ending injury.
the
10 years ago that you
KO
can't do
Sami
now?
I
Zayn
did,
match?
and it was slow till the
Because
end, and it was a good match.
what the
But
What,
like
what could
it
he
didn't
do
have to
10
be
years ago that he can't do
fast.
now?
he ain't doing that like dive through the fucking turnbuckle like
He did
fucking
that.
tornado DT. When did he do that most recently?
He did that like a couple months back. He did. I think he did against Gable.
Okay, I could be wrong, but I haven't seen him do that in a
I
while.
remember him doing that. He brought up the Brain Buster when he did that recently too.
Is he still hitting them like Arabian presses and shit? Because I haven't seen him do
Yeah,
any
he's
of
doing
that
that
shit in a
too.
while.
He does that almost every match. He usually does it off the barricade.
Okay, I haven't seen that on like pay per view matches I've seen
I'm
him.
going with Sami
Okay.
Zayn, by the way. First. So
But-
get the coin.
Get the
Second
coin.
of all, Damone, your name still says bad guy.
This bracket's gonna have a shit ton of
I've changed
coin. I
that
feel
a
like
lot.
it's all fucking like goats of
Oh,
today.
everyone.
like-
Yeah, I'm about to say there's some great
So
matches.
heads is Brian. Heads is Brian. Tails is Sammy. So 1 for Sammy. 2 for Sammy.
Hey.
Sammy Hogan
I was
moves
thinking
on,
about
of course.
Brian
Good shit.
Danielson in the first round.
Sammy Hogan. Samoa
Hogan
Joe versus
win.
AJ Styles. Um
This is fire.
Samoa Joe.
this is hard.
I
You're
lied.
going Samoa Joe?
No, I'm going AJ Styles.
Okay.
It was just the first name I heard.
Oh, I'm doing the opposite.
I think it's technically my turn, and I'm going with AJ.
No,
didn't
it
even
went
do
back
that.
from me. I was the last
Did
one.
it?
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm going Samoa
John.
Joe pretty easy. Like AJ was pushed harder in TNA, but Samoa Joe I feel like is like I love how he's done a lot in different places, and yeah, he just has like a lot of aura about it. I don't know. Like I feel like Samoa
AJ
Joe's more
Styles is in-
complete because like AJ is like an amazing wrestler, but he's always been a little bit of a dork.
Yeah.
AJ
Well,
Styles is in
Samoa Joe-
WCW.
Samoa Joe has like got the character side too, and like
Yeah.
But was he pushed?
Well,
Was he
here's the
pushed
thing,
for, or
though.
was he just, hey, he's that guy for real?
To be fair, TNA did try and like kill both of them at multiple points, like their momentum, like
that's true.
putting putting AJ with Ric Flair and making him Ric Flair Jr. was
Hogan and
fortune.
Bischoff ruined them, bro.
Yeah, like they tried everything. The Nation of Violence
Oh,
was
listen, this
trash.
was awful.
It was awful. The Fortune was trash. Like they kept like these are two of your biggest homegrown stars. Let's bury him for fucking Mick Foley, Abyss, Ric Flair in 2008.
Abyss wasn't even winning the world title. He was just
No.
being Hogan's lapdog. But like,
Yeah, I was gonna say Abyss wasn't even that guy anymore.
Right, and Mick Foley was. Well, yeah, you're right. Abyss.
It was
wasn't.
like Mick
But, like,
Foley.
Mick Foley had
like-
like a 6-month title run.
It was
It
Mick
was
Foley and
insane.
Bobby Lashley. They were trying to push hard. for
Yeah,
some reason.
how fucking long was Mick Foley champion?
6
And
months about. It was ridiculously long for like that era Mick Foley.
it shouldn't have been
And Mick
any
Foley did
area.
not want to win that
era.
title. They
He
made
shouldn't have
him.
been champion.
Foley.
He should not have been champion at
No,
all.
no, he did not want to. Like I've heard like Mick Foley like talk about it. Like Mick Foley did not want to win that title.
He shouldn't have. Like I love Mick, but he was old. He was already washed at
Yeah,
that point. Like there was zero
I
reason Mick
appreciate,
Foley
like-
should have been champion.
He could have gone to TNA and like wrestled a few like hardcore matches, you know, done some spots, right? And, like maybe had like a Monsters Ball or something, like, you know, give us a few more memorable moments, like to take advantage of getting Mick Foley. But like,
I'm going AJ Styles, by the way.
you don't need to be world champion.
I think they both, even though they both were like they're like the guys, I think Samoa Joe has fallen off, whereas AJ Styles hasn't quite fallen off. He just kind of changed his style up to be more.
I disagree hard, but I mean, I can't change the vote. But I think
Right.
Samoa Joe with the ops is cool, and I like his ring work. He hasn't like lost a step. While AJ, he's kind of getting it back, but for a while, I thought he was like needing to retire.
Okay,
Well,
we definitely
yeah,
overstated
follow.
how long Mick Foley was champion. He was only champion for 63 days. It
Okay.
just felt like it was 6 months.
Okay, I don't know why people said it was not maybe like not people said, but like I don't know why.
It
like
feels like it was forever.
okay, I was full of shit. Sorry. And I
But
watched the
still,
video about
60. It was 63 days too long.
it. That's
Uh,
2 months of Mick Foley as world champion in 2009, bro.
It's the diabolical. Kota Ibushi versus Kenny Omega.
I think this is a 1, 2, 3 Omega, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, Kota
Because like
fell off
Kota
hard.
Ibushi has done a lot to hurt his legacy. Like Cruiserweight Classic era and like following, like he could have made himself a big star.
Like pre-COVID,
Like
pretty much.
yeah, but like since like his fallout with New Japan and like his like underwhelming showings in AEW, like he
Is he
has like
still
kind of
injured?
really hurt his legacy.
Yeah. Is he still injured?
Who?
He has to be. Kota
I don't know. Like that's the weird thing. He just seems like a guy who's just like I don't
doesn't
know.
care anymore.
Yeah, not in it. Like
Yeah, so I'm not a huge Omega fan, but I gotta give it to him over Ibushi. So that's going to be 4-0. That's going to be a sweep. So this one's going to be tough. Kevin Owens versus CM Punk.
I feel like I know how this is gonna go, but I'm going Kevin Owens.
I'm actually like down the middle on this one because like I'd say whole career like CM Punk's done more for me, but like I like Kevin Owens better now, and Kevin Owens skill for skill might be better. Like CM Punk's a little better on the mic, but Kevin Owens is really good. But I feel like Kevin Owens' gap in the ring is wider than Punk's gap on the mic.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to CM Punk. Like I love Kevin Owens, but CM Punk literally was like getting chance for him 4 years after he was like not retired, but out of wrestling.
Yeah,
Like
but they
he
didn't do it for
was-
CM Punk. They did it to piss off WWE.
Well, they did, but he was the like not the
He's that guy,
father.
man.
He was the guy. Like he was who we chose to chant. They could have chanted anybody's name, but they chanted Punk because he was the voice of the voiceless.
Yeah, we should have done Gilbert. Just
Gross.
throw a whole pay per view. Gilbert.
I mean,
But yeah, I'm
no
going
one's
with CM
stopping
Punk.
you.
Like he's on a great run right now too. Like not that Kevin Owens isn't too, but CM Punk, him, which is happening now, him versus Seth is fire, and then hopefully we get the triple threat: Punk versus Seth versus Roman at Mania.
I'm pretty sure Kenny's voting Punk.
I am, but it's very very close though. Like it's not like a
Yeah,
wash. I love them both. It's just CM
Yeah.
Punk is better on the mic. Literally every time he speaks, that shit goes viral every time. Well,
he's just
Yeah, he's really
every-
gotten like his like fire back because I feel like when he first went back to WWE, like I wasn't liking his promos like that.
well, you
He's
know what?
doing that like welcome. I'm glad to be back.
I was gonna say when
He
you
did the
pissed him
same
off,
thing
when you piss him off, that's when he's at his best.
because he did the same thing in AEW at first, where like the first like month it was the same. Like I'm glad to be back. I'm glad I'm back in wrestling. It's like okay, that was cool the first show and the second show, but we need more Punk. And then he started to get pissed off, and then that's when you started getting the fire pro.
That's when he's at his best. When he's mad.
Mad Punk is the best Punk.
I'm gonna do the same thing as Kenny, like a CM Punk, but like I wish I could give half a vote to Kevin Owens because I feel like the gaps aren't far.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no.
And then on top of that, like, because Kevin Owens is great on the microphone.
Yeah, he is.
And in ring, he's great. I mean, CM Punk did have like people were making fun of him because he was like slipping on the turnbuckle stuff like that in AEW, but he was trying to wrestle a faster paced match, and that's not his style.
Yeah,
Can't do it anymore. He's old.
and Kevin Owens can keep up with that. Like Kevin Owens is undeniably better in the ring than CM Punk, I would say. Like I'd say his bag is deeper and like he can do more things, like pace wise.
Yeah, I mean he can do more things, and the fact that he's bigger, like he's like not like buffer and like that, he's just kind of just a bigger guy. It looks better too because it's like, oh, look at this big guy doing all that. Where
He
CM Punk,
shouldn't be able to move that fast.
yeah, that's like that
And
makes
it's like CM Punk, you should be able to move faster because you kind of, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But he is like 45 years old to be
Yeah,
fair.
he's old.
Yeah. But Kevin Owens is pushing 40, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he has to be. Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles.
Kevin Owens is 40.
For this for me isn't really close. It's AJ.
Yeah,
I'll take prime AJ over prime Sammy.
it's AJ. I love El Generico, but AJ Styles, short hair AJ Styles with the shorts.
With the trunks, yeah.
Yeah,
trunks,
like that's
in the hood.
I will
Get
say
ready to fly
in the
short
big ass
hair
local pads.
with the trunk,
every day in my life.
maybe the best wrestler of all time in ring.
Yeah.
Because like once he started wearing the long tights, he kind of like slowed down a little bit because he was trying to get more of a push, and like he was in like those weird gimmicks with like Kurt Angle and Christian. But like when he was just like that super athletic guy who was beating Jeff Jarrett's ass every now and again, fucking goat.
Yeah, he's
So
like,
who are you going with? You going?
I'm going AJ. Well, actually, no, I'll give a pity vote to Sammy just because I know
I
Mike.
feel like it's not going to be a pity vote. I feel like
Why
Mike's
would you
voting for
think that I
Sammy.
wouldn't? I'm going for Sammy, so you might as well get that coin out.
Let Mike pity
No.
vote Sammy. I'm going AJ. Like,
I was gonna say, I don't think Mike's going.
I knew that was coming
There was
too.
absolutely no way that I was going with AJ over Sammy.
I don't know, Mike. I figured you've seen TNA before. Like,
I
fuck.
like Sami Zayn.
I mean, I like Sami Zayn too, but
I do
TNA
too.
AJ is like some different shit.
Yeah, TNA AJ
Like
was
the spiral
insane.
tap, bro. Like, what the fuck is that?
TNA AJ Styles is arguably top 5 ever.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, easily.
But
Well,
very
in
soft.
ring, we're not going to talk about Mike skills.
He don't
but
need it.
He didn't need it. To be fair,
Yeah.
he didn't need it.
AJ's best promo is the gay community.
His best promo was beat up
Or
John
don't
Cena.
talk about
That was
my
it.
Jesus.
Don't talk about my. That story is still hilarious to me. That he was a pro wrestler who never heard the Austin 316 thing.
That is wild.
Like, also, like, why was that indie guy just recutting that promo?
I think he was just being a dick, and AJ he didn't realize AJ had never seen it. You know, he was just being a heel, and AJ was like, "Don't you talk about my Jesus?" And he meant that shit.
he's like, he got him there. He's like, all right now, keep playing.
Kenny Omega versus CM Punk.
Golly.
Mike.
It is CM Punk.
John.
I feel like I know how this is gonna. I don't know. I feel like the straight edge in me has to vote for CM Punk, but like the person who is so thankful that AEW exists, it has to vote Omega. You know what? I gave CM Punk a vote when it was hard once. I'm gonna give Kenny Omega my vote here.
Kenny.
This is really close. I think Kenny Omega, to me, Kenny Omega is the Roman Reigns outside of WWE. Like that's the final boss in AEW to me. I'm going. This is really
because like Kenny Omega's in-ring skill, like even after like nearly dying, is so good.
Yeah, like his ring rust is still like his ring rust is anybody else's greatest match. It's crazy. Oh
Like
man,
we were hoeing this man on Book It for way too long. Maybe not you, Kenny, but like
I was. I've always.
I'm going to continue to hoe him.
Travis,
I'm just going to tell you, my vote's going to CM Punk. Kenny Mid Mega is not better than CM Punk.
So Damone's still hoeing him, and Travis probably still is too. But I've changed my mind. I've put some respect on Kenny Omega.
And don't listen. Wait till Sean hears. that's his goat. Like that man will argue.
Osprey better.
Osprey is better. Osprey.
It depends what we talk about. It depends what we talking about.
It don't depend. Osprey better.
Osprey's like in-ring ability doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on what we're talking about.
Being.
We got to break that down for that.
Like Will Ospreay is an action figure.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
Like he literally just be doing shit we come up with our toys as kids.
Just be doing shit. But who you voting for, Kenny?
I'm going CM Punk.
I knew you'd do the right thing. AJ Styles versus CM Punk. This one's going to be tough.
This is tough. I'm going to go CM Punk. I think CM Punk, in my opinion, is if I had to say overall better package, it's CM Punk.
Well, it's like the best in-ring indie guy. Like if you're thinking like TNA era versus like the best like microphone indie guy.
Because it's like CM Punk. Okay, he's still great. To me, he's still great in ring. He's
good, not great.
I think he does his thing. He tells a story.
Yeah, he tells a story, but like
now that he's like he's not doing the AW style like how he was in AW, he hasn't missed since he's been back. And I think with that, I think when you have somebody who's if you're gonna say good, not great in ring, it's to go good, not great, and then arguably the greatest
on the microphone. That's what makes it
hard.
hard.
The other one is great in ring and is, I would say, kind of bad on the mic.
Yeah.
I would,
But goddamn, TNAJ in that ring was so crazy.
He was, but I just think with the overall package, it's CM Punk.
Like, we can't glaze. Like, if you're watching this and you've never seen like a 2004, 2005 AJ Styles match, you'll understand the glaze once you do.
Which is crazy because it wasn't even wrestling for that long.
Yeah.
At that point. This is tough. I'm gonna go CM Punk though. CM Punk had more of a like influence on my wrestling fandom. I was the one touching the screen when he said, "Hold out your hand."
Though that reasoning would get me, I feel like AJ's going to be a pity vote, so I'm going to give it to him.
Mike,
Go to the coin.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Mike. I don't know if you know the history of this show, but Mike is notoriously anti CM Punk.
yeah.
So
but
you giving the
I don't know.
sympathy vote is
CM
not
Punk's
helpful.
more Mike style than AJ.
I did vote.
So
I did
CM
not
Punk's
vote for
heads,
Punk.
AJ's tails.
I wanted to go to the coin because I didn't want to be the decider on that one.
So 1 for Punk and 2 for Punk.
Hey, yo.
Mature
So
women
the
in your
winner
area.
is CM Punk. What?
As he should.
After you flipped it, there's an ad on the side
not
that
even mad
popped
at
up.
it.
It said, "There's mature women in your area."
Local girls
sure
want
there
to flip, Simone.
Brazzers
Yeah,
is
I'm not
free.
clicking on the ad. Naughty America. Roman Reigns versus Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
I'm going Roman.
I know what you fed pill dorks are going to do. Give me that Josh Alexander pity vote.
It's Roman.
Mike.
Roman
is literally one of the
Fed
greatest ones ever.
pilled. Fed pilled.
Honest, if you said this, if we did this in pre-Tribal Chief,
Yeah, but
you
that's
might have
good.
gotten me with Josh Alexander.
Listen,
Tribal Chief is so fire.
it really was, bro. Like, we got to give it to him.
Like, he didn't even turn babyface. Like, he didn't do anything to be a babyface. He still was like, fuck all y'all. I'm still the man. I ain't apologizing for shit. And we all went, you know what? You right.
It was just Solo was tripping so bad. He was like, bro, look, I'm going to fuck him up. Y'all want to fuck him up with me? And they was like, yeah. And we were cheering for it. He wasn't a good guy.
He gaslit the entire crowd.
Bro, he told Jay, he said, listen, you either get your ass in line or you out this family. I said, that's crazy. Yeah, your ass is out this family.
Yeah, one of my favorite clips from the whole, like, it was during COVID, like when Jay did like the promo about like they always ask which one are you, and then he walked up the ramp. Roman and Paul had like left, and when he turned around, he got punched in the face by Roman with a Superman punch, and Roman said, you're gonna take the money, and you're gonna take the ass whooping that comes with it. That shit was fire.
Yeah, Roman was tripping, man.
Yeah. Oh, this is another fire one. Seth versus Cody. Mike.
That one is hard. I'm going to Seth Rollins.
John.
I hope that Cody's not looking at me.
It's hard because Cody's so much better now, but Seth was so much better at one point.
Oh, whoa.
When?
We're not going to say he's so much better than Seth right now.
Seth's in-ring don't do it that much for me nowadays. Compared to Cody's. Like, Cody's like one of the best workers in WWE, and Seth's just
still
pretty
one.
good.
Still,
pretty good.
Still one of the best workers in WWE.
That's pretty good.
You can't hold injured Seth against him forever.
And he's okay with losing, and he's fine with it, and that makes
this
it
man.
Great.
You put 3 letters together. That's what he tore. That's everything. ACL, MC, he tore all that. Was still giving us matches.
But
I'm still going Cody though.
I think Cody's better now, but like I said, 2014 Seth is better than Cody ever was. So I'm gonna go Seth.
What?
This hurts my heart. Like this is tough. So Cody's better on the mic.
Yes.
Even though Seth's not bad. Seth's good right on the mic too. but Prime Cody is better, or not Cody, Seth is better in ring. Like he freaking won Wrestler of the Year, and he went like 0-12 during the
Right, he
year.
doesn't have to win.
He didn't win any of it. Like every pay per view, he was just losing, but he was putting on a banger every single time. This is another fucking tough one. Will Ospreay versus MJF.
No, this isn't tough for me. It's MJF. Just put me down for MJF.
So I'm gonna go MJF too, but it's super close, like razor thin. MJF's better on the mic. Ospreay's better in ring, but the gap between MJF and Ospreay in ring is closer than the gap between Will and MJF on the mic.
I agree. I think, especially with somebody like MJF, you don't think that he's gonna do all this crazy athletic shit. Like he'll get clothesline off the top rope and he'll land on his feet like doing a flip. Like
yeah, he'll just fucking pull out a fucking random like a fucking destroyer for no reason.
Yeah,
like what the fuck?
Like it's crazy. I'm gonna go MJF as well. I think Will Ospreay is arguably the best wrestler right now, but MJF again, total package. MJF is that guy. Even though, and this is a fall off year for him too. This was not a great year for him.
No, he was hurt a lot of it. He had the whole feud with Adam Cole was ass. And I don't remember he hasn't really won a lot. Like he won the Diamond Ring again, but
he's been losing.
He lost didn't he lose to Cole?
Cole won. He did. Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. And then he got beat down. The stuff with Jeff Jarrett was kind of went nowhere. And then he just lost on Saturday. So John, it's on Will Ospreay or MJF. It doesn't really matter.
Oh man, I did not. Ooh, that should be closer than it is. Like MJF should win, but I feel like that one should have gone to the coin. I'm giving the pity vote to Ospreay.
Like we said, like it's super close.
It's very close. It wasn't a wash for me.
That's really hard. Naito
last night.
Naito versus John Moxley.
You're all mad at Moxley, so
I'm not giving it to Moxley. Fuck Moxley.
Naito.
I mean, I'm giving Moxley the sympathy vote.
Yeah, fuck John Moxley right now.
Mike didn't watch last night.
I didn't even vote, but y'all knew my answer. Bro, Moxley he fell like people talk about Chris Jericho falling off. Moxley fell the fuck off, bro.
They took the cool thing away from him.
Yeah, Moxley was good for two things. Coming through the crowd to Wild Thing, and then Anarchy in the Arena, and we ain't getting neither of them shits with this.
I was gonna say that was the only thing he had left was that theme song, and then he lost that. I said, "Yep."
And they gave us this trash ass story that no one knows where it's going. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins.
Hey, Roman hasn't beat Seth 1-on-1, and he shouldn't. Give me Seth Rollins.
I know I said Roman Reigns is one of the greatest villains of all time. But Seth Rollins was also a great villain too, though.
He is.
He was a great villain.
He is a shit.
He did show up wearing the Shield gear just to piss off Roman.
That was great. Like, that was great.
That was great storytelling. Like, because it definitely fucked with Roman.
Put me down for Seth.
Because that's the only match Roman lost, really. He got DQ'd, but it's because Seth pissed him off, and he lost the title because he was too worried about Seth instead of Cody.
Yeah,
play that in the showcase.
I'm gonna go Roman.
Seth is definitely better in ring. He's definitely better in ring, but it's just
I'm gonna go Roman just to give Roman a sympathy vote, unless you tie it, and then it could go.
I'm giving it to Seth. I'm giving it to Seth.
Okay, I'm not mad at it. I love Seth.
Roman, like I said, Roman's one of the greatest villains ever. But at the same time, we can't act like Seth as a chicken shit heel when he was with the Authority wasn't great.
Even as the Kingslayer, the Dragon Beast Slayer.
And I said this too. He's on along the same lines as like Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, William Regal, Chris Jericho. Like they can be face, heel, funny, serious, and it works. And
Monday Night Messiah was underrated. I stick by that. They should have had a longer run. MJF versus Naito.
We go 1, 2, 3.
That's
Yeah,
MJF.
yeah, it's MJF. Unless Mike wants to surprise us and vote differently,
No, it's MJF.
or I did that
You
wrong.
did the wrong one. You surprised us.
Glazing podcast.
Seth Rollins versus MJF.
I'm going Seth
Fire
Rollins.
feud if they did it.
Yeah, this feud would be,
It would be
fire.
One day. We'll get it one day. One
Yeah,
way
when
or
Seth
another.
Rollins goes to AEW.
I think when MJF goes to WWE.
I don't
No,
think
that's not happening, little bro.
I think so.
I think that's more
I think
likely
at
than
some
Seth
point
leaving.
he's gonna have no choice.
I don't think Seth leaves. I think Seth said like he wants to pretty much become an executive and like run the show,
Which
So
makes
I
sense.
so I see him being a forever WWE guy.
He's gonna be the
MJF.
next Triple H.
MJF, I can see
MJF
leaving
is like
at some
an
point.
AEW life for as long as it continues to exist.
I can see MJF leaving at some point. I
MJF
can
is
see him like
absolutely gonna leave
leaving,
at some point.
having a short run in WWE, and then going back. But I do
Yeah,
think
I
at
can
some
see
point
that.
MJF, the star of being a WWE guy, eventually grabs him. Plus the money.
They're not
Um,
going to pay him more than Tony Khan's willing to pay him, though.
I'm sure they are. They're a giant corporation now.
Oh, I
um,
know, but
They'll
like
figure it out.
AEW had to drive up salary prices.
They know that signing MJF would be great for business, so I think they'll give him what he
That
wants.
yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen because then I'd have very few reasons left to watch AEW, besides like Will Ospreay and Swerve.
it's just Will Ospreay, Swerve, and Tony for me.
Are you sure it's not
Oh yeah,
Ricochet?
Tony. Yeah,
Because I totally watched that goddamn contract signing.
No, Ricochet's really good in AEW.
No,
Kenny's
in-ring is
holding
good.
that
his
was
hand.
boring
But
as
me,
shit.
Joe, Mike, we're putting respect on his name, and I don't even like Ricochet outside of wrestling. But like,
Like I
He's
said,
killing it.
That was a boring contract signing.
I feel like y'all are glazing a little too much for somebody who
Yeah.
went from terrible to bad.
he's not bad.
Oh,
He went from
terrible.
terrible to good.
Who's
It's
yo-
not
like
on the mic, on the mic, I'm still going. He's bad. Like
He's not.
It's
I'm,
still-
good.
I'm
it's-
calling him
it's
good. I
bad, but it's-
enjoy every
You know
promo
what it
he
is?
does.
It's his
He
teeth.
makes me laugh. He gets heat, and he don't even stutter over his words. Is the crazy part.
He
Like he beat
I'm
Swerve in a
not
promo.
saying he can't form a sentence. I'm saying his character, like I said, he went from having no character having somewhat of a character. And we're like, oh shit, it's not that crazy.
It's a
his
good character, but like
this
he's
week.
just hateable as fuck.
His character
That's-
at
I
the
hate
contract
that shit.
signing.
He leans into being he leans into being corny, and I like
His
that.
character
Like,
for the contract signing was guy with hat.
his
he's a
character
shithead.
is
That's
his character
Like,
is
that's
I'm a
cool.
dork.
It was not good.
He's
It
goated with the
wasn't-
sauce.
It
I don't even
wasn't
care.
fun at all.
Yeah, I enjoy every segment he's in. He's a shithead, and he even works it with the facial expressions too. Like he has a punchable face, and I didn't know it this whole time.
So I think it's you voted for Seth, right, Mike? Or was it you who voted for Seth?
I voted for. I don't know, but I am voting for Seth.
Okay. John.
I'm voting MJF, baby.
It's-
Complete package.
Crazy that he was Prince Puma.
He didn't talk, which is
That's what I'm
probably
saying, he
for
didn't
the
have to
best.
talk.
Which is
like,
why
the
it was
best part,
good,
he
but
didn't
it's
have
so
to
weird
talk.
that he was like the main character of Lucha Underground.
And he
Well,
didn't
yeah,
talk.
because he had a mouthpiece. He didn't talk.
I need
Like,
to go
he
back.
didn't know.
Well, I got to go back and watch it, mostly for my book adverse. But
I watched some of the first season a couple months ago, and like, yeah, he's one of the biggest. Like,
he's
people-
the biggest star.
he's
in-
like
in
one of
the
the.
company.
I don't.
No, he
Yes,
was.
I would say
I'm not
him and
arguing in ring
Penta.
work. In ring work, he
Right.
is that guy. I'll
Right,
give him
yeah,
that.
in
No,
ring, he's
I
fine.
agree.
Oh,
It's
he
like
can't
once
talk.
you get outside of the ring, you got to do the whole promo and character thing. Is when you start to get off the rails.
At one point, I thought he'd be WWE champion, but I'm very wrong with that
No.
every time because at one point I also thought Apollo Crews could have been WWE champion.
No,
It was not possible.
no, another guy who
Yeah, Mike
great
shouldn't
in
be scouting
ring.
talent.
It was when they were in NXT, they looked great. And then they
Here's the
left
thing.
NXT and they were no longer great.
Here's the
I
thing.
can't blame it. I got smooshed by NXT.
No, here's the thing. They're both great in ring. They just should never have a microphone in front of their face,
I get that.
which is a huge part
Which is
of being
NXT, they did
WWE
fine.
champion. Yeah, NXT, because NXT's culture is very much like TNA, ECW, where it's like insulated.
I was
and like,
so ready.
Like Chase U works in NXT. Chase U does not fucking work on the main
Anywhere else.
roster.
Anywhere else, it'll
Right.
I'll be honest. Anytime I tuned in and they were on, I didn't think it worked then either.
It
I
was,
didn't-
but
I-
like
I
the
don't get
same
it.
thing with the Hugger with Bailey. Like the Bailey Hugger thing worked in NXT. When it got to the main roster, it was
And then Bailey
hated.
went bad.
And then she's been goaded ever since.
Bad.
Kenny, it's up
It's
to
all
you. Other MJF.
I'm gonna go with edging.
Edge isn't in here.
I'm gonna go Seth Rollins.
You know
Uh,
what's gonna happen.
this
right?
is tough.
Oh, that's you, right? Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
on
thought it
me.
was John. I was like, well, we know how this is gonna go.
This is really tough because
It's very tough.
I'm gonna go with Seth. He's one of my favorite. He's in my top 3 all time, or favorites, I should say. MJF is
Right.
the top 10. It could climb, is climbing, but
You got MJF is still young. He's still young as
he's
fuck.
not. Is he even? I think he's like 26, isn't he?
I'm about to say he's not 30. He's like, I want to say he's like 26, 27.
He was on Rosie O'Donnell once.
He was. He can sing.
28.
Yeah, he's 28. Well, his birthday's this week.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Happy
We
Happy
share
birthday,
birth months.
MJF.
Pre.
But yes,
We love
so
you, King.
this week's winners are Masawa, Chris Jericho,
Deserved
Break
for both
the
of them.
wall
CM Punk.
down.
Deserved.
and Seth Rollins. Ironically, CM Punk and Seth Rollins both won. Last week I'm pretty sure I got these all right. For the territories, it was Terry Funk.
Yeah.
For Hulkamania, it was Macho Man.
Did we change that to Macho?
Or
Mania?
sorry, yeah, Macho Mania. Sorry, it's on the list. It was still Hulkamania. Macho Mania was Macho Man. The Monday Night Wars was HBK,
As he should.
and Ruthless Aggression was the Olympic gold medalist, the Wrestling Machine, Peak Angle.
He wasn't perfect
Hey.
yet.
All 3 of my goats are in there, so I'm happy. All 3 of my goats and my favorite wrestlers all in there.
Yeah,
I feel like Kenny's really swaying this bracket, even if he don't mean to.
It's workers.
I mean, the coin
He's-
worked for me this week, so
Kenny's really controlling the coin.
the entire time. That's why I wanted that
It's
one.
Kenny coins, the new rude coin.
Damn it.
Ew.
No, we're not doing rude coin.
gonna-
Rude
he's
coin almost
gonna-
killed the rude ones.
You're gonna do
We're
a
not doing it.
rug.
I like
we
rude
respect-
coin.
If you do a rug pull,
Respect.
please let me know first so I can get in on this.
I like rude coin.
It almost killed them
Careful,
all.
some tech bro is gonna take it.
Wait, what
Yeah.
But with that,
I'd be so
Um,
mad if we find out some
Find out a-
tech bro listen to our show. They're like,
And he's like, I'm
rude
gonna do
coin.
this.
That's good. I could definitely see Logan Paul doing that.
I'll be pissed.
All right, let's close this thing out.
all
Go
right.
ahead.
With all that being said, we've had another great episode of Book It. We have now gone through the second week of March Madness. High Five Mike, can we find you
No,
anywhere?
You can't find me anywhere. Don't look for me. I'm not gonna be your friend. I'm not gonna talk to you. Leave me alone.
Fuck this fucking guy. D Money, how about you?
You can find me on all the shit except things that Elon Musk owns at Dumb Money T13, DAMONEY T13. And again, as always, fuck Elon Musk.
Hey,
And-
fuck Elon Musk.
And then Bad Guy, tell him about your 37 shows.
You can catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken, catch the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube, and you can also catch Unbiased, the football podcast. See TK throw little you like this. And you can also catch Hood Movie Review. Review all your favorite and not so favorite movies. We just reviewed what was that movie? Called
Related?
Flubber.
Yes, gang related. Good
Oh.
job.
Flubber being all movie reviews. That's
And we
about
just-
the whitest movie ever.
And we
And
just did a
recently,
special
Booty
episode where
Call.
we took all the most evil of evil hood niggas. What's the hood niggas?
You did. You just said it.
I did. Hood movie villains, and we decided who was the top 3 worst. So check that episode out. We just did that. And you can also catch Geek in the motherfucking
Motherfucking
sheet.
cheats.
We talk all things anime, Marvel, DC, all
Lord
that.
of the Rings,
And yeah, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, all of it. And then you can also catch
hentai.
not a. We did have an episode where it was kind of hentai based.
Hey,
I
We
bet
did.
Joe led that episode.
That's the in the sheets part.
yeah, Joe wrote that one.
Sadly, I did.
Hentai of the month. You got to add that.
We had a whole
That's
tier
the
list. We had a
description.
whole tier list of animated characters we would give the meat to. And
Oh,
last one,
Jesus.
last one was not a real court, where we argue things like best fruit because we're never ever doing best vegetables.
I'm gonna come
Man,
on
they
and do
just
best
gave up.
vegetables.
We're never doing.
Joe ain't never gonna have fiber. But with that said, that's been another episode of Book It. See ya.
Bye.